Section 9.3 Taylor series. This section, we are going to find the Taylor series representations for a function and also find the convergence of those series. Taylor series for a function by definition. For the function f at x equals a, or the center of convergence, f of x is represented by f at a plus f prime at a over 1 factorial times x minus a to the first power plus f double prime at a over 2 factorial multiplied by x minus a to the second power, and keep going in the same manner. At the end order, we have the n derivative at a over n factorial multiplied by x minus a to the power n. This is the infinite series, so f of x can be written as the summation, the k derivative at the point a divided by k factorial multiplied by x minus a to the power k from 0 to infinity. The Maclaurin series or the Taylor series generated by the function f at x equals 0. It's f of x equals f at 0 plus f prime at 0 over 1 factorial times x plus f double prime at 0 over 2 factorial times x squared and so forth. Or we can see the f of x as the power series in the summation of the k derivative at 0 divided by k factorial multiplied by x to the power k from 0 to infinity. In summary, the Maclaurin series is the special case of the Taylor series where a equals 0. Examples: find the Maclaurin series for the following functions. Give the interval of convergence. Part A, f of x equals cosine x. Recall the Maclaurin series is the Taylor series representation for the f of x where a equals 0. So the f of x can be rewritten in the summation of the k derivative at the point 0 divided by k factorial multiplied by x to the power k from 0 to infinity. That means we are going to find the k derivative at the point 0 to form the coefficient of this power series. Or we use the general term as the ck. Then step 1, we're going to find the k derivative as f of x equals cosine x at 0 or at a equals 0, f at 0 equals cosine at 0 or 1, f prime is negative sine x, f prime at 0 is negative sine at 0, which is 0. F double prime at x is negative cosine x. F double prime at 0 is negative cosine 0 or negative 1. And keep going with the same manner. So the third derivative, which is positive sine x, F triple prime at 0 is 0. We start to see the pattern of the coefficients. Keep going with the fourth derivative, which is cosine x. So the fourth derivative at 0 is 1. Find one more to confirm the pattern of the derivative of the order n. So the fifth derivative of the function f at x is negative sine x, and the fifth derivative at 0 is 0. If we keep going, it's going to be the pattern of 1, 0, negative 1, 0, and then 1, 0, negative 1, 0, and so forth. So if we look for the general term for the coefficient, which is the term negative 1 to the power k divided by 2k factorial. Now we have the power series representing the function cosine x as the Maclaurin series or the Taylor series where a equals 0. Next, we're going to find the interval of convergence. For f of x equals cosine x, or in the power series as negative 1 to the power k, x to the power 2k divided by the quantity 2k factorial. K is from 0 to infinity. First, we're gonna look for the radius of convergence. As this series involving factorial, we're gonna refer to the ratio test. So by the condition of the ratio test, the series will converge if the R, which is the limit as k approaches infinity of the absolute value of the ak plus 1 divided by ak less than 1. And this series, the ak is the quantity negative 1 to the power k x to the power 2k divided by the 2k factorial. Now we're going to form the limit expression. On the left-hand side of the inequality, we have the limit k approaches infinity. Absolute value for the term ak plus 1 is negative 1 to the k plus 1 multiplied by x to the power 2 times k plus 1. Then we replace k with the k plus 1 to represent the k plus 1 term, divided by the quantity 2 times k plus 1 factorial, and then multiply by the reciprocal of the ak, which is 2k factorial, divided by negative 1 to the power k, x to the power 2k, and make it less than 1 to satisfy the condition for the ratio test that series will converge. Next, we are going to simplify the expression in the absolute value. The absolute value will take care of the negative side that comes out from reducing negative 1 to the k plus 1 and negative 1 to the power k. Next, for the x to the power 2k, 2 times quantity k plus 1 is x to the power 2k multiplied by x to the power second, as we use the property of the exponent. And then we can see x to the 2k will be reduced with the factor on the bottom. And then work on the factorial. For the quantity 2 times k plus 1, this is 2k plus 2 factorial. We're going to expand this 2k plus 2 factorial as 2k plus 2 multiplied by 2k plus 1 multiplied by 2k factorial. And the 2k factorial will be cancelled. Now we have the limit k approaches infinity of the absolute value of x squared of the numerator divided by the absolute value of the quantity 2k plus 2 multiplied by 2k plus 1 less than 1. Since the series starting from k equals 0, so we can ignore the absolute value of the denominator. Now we can see that the absolute value of x squared is less than the limit as k approaches infinity of the quantity 2k plus 2 multiplied by 2k plus 1, and the limit of this factor approaches the value infinity. Or we can say the absolute value of x squared less than infinity, which means the absolute value of x is also less than infinity. Then we get the radius of convergence is infinity. It means the series converges everywhere. Or we say the interval of convergence is negative infinity less than x less than infinity. Note that the domain of this function f of x equals cosine x is the set of all real numbers as you consider the graph as a periodic graph. So you will see the connection of the interval of convergence and the domain as a general function property.